Most of us think compulsively all the time. That is to say, we talk to ourselves. If I talk all the time, I don't hear what anyone else has to say. If I think all the time, that is to say, if I talk to myself all the time, I don't have anything to think about except thoughts. Therefore, I'm living entirely in the world of symbols. Therefore, if you meditate for an ulterior motive, that is to say, to improve your mind, to improve your character, to be more efficient in life, you've got your eye on the future and you are not meditating. Well, meditation, when correctly done, has nothing to do with all that. It's a kind of digging the present. It's a kind of grooving with the eternal now. The place where it's at is simply here and now. If you simply close your eyes and allow yourself to hear all the sounds that are going on around you, just listen to the general hum and buzz of the world as if you were listening to music. Don't try to identify the sounds you're hearing. Don't put names on them. Simply allow them to play with your eardrums. It's all just sound. And if I am talking to you right now when you're doing this, don't try to make any sense out of what I'm saying, because your brain will take care of that automatically. You don't have to try to understand anything. As you hear sounds coming up in your head, thoughts, you simply listen to them as part of the general noise going on, just as you would be listening to the sound of my voice, or just as you would be listening to cars going by or to birds chattering outside the window. So look at your own thoughts as just noises. And soon you will find that the so-called outside world and the so-called inside world come together. They are a happening. Your thoughts are a happening, just like the sounds going on outside. And everything is simply a happening, and all you're doing is watching it. It's all just sound. The place where it's at is simply here.
What is going on today, guys? Evan Aldo here. Welcome back to the channel, to the live stream. Hope you guys are doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty well. Exciting Sunday. Kind of a depressing Sunday. So, yeah, I'm not going to waste your time. Let's just look at the most important things here first. You know, look, others versus Bitcoin, it would be nice to make still kind of a higher low. Some may argue this blood diamond may be like that one, more catastrophic. You come down even farther. Maybe. Possible. I hope not. I don't think so in the 4-year cycle. The main thing that would amplify that catalyst would be Powell being hawkish still. Can this bottom out before the Fed starts quantitative easing or stops quantitative tightening? Anything's possible, yes. But that's the main thing that could strengthen the argument that this would fall down. The main argument where we are right now, February 13th, 2017, around that area, was kind of your drop down, then you come up, similar to kind of what we saw right now, because you're in the red, you know, you got kind of get that. This could have been a blood diamond, same situation, sort of, you know. So it could be like that, and then you're kind of home free. I think the most important thing we want to watch here is trying to double bottom. Now, if this breaks down lower, then you're kind of out of luck. We're probably going to break down farther. If this is your bottom here, then we may be okay. So yeah, my guess is in the 4-year cycle, that we've kind of are hitting the bottom, hopefully. ETH is kind of the same deal. You know, it's either gonna, I just wanna, yes, you recently made a low. Oh, oh shoot, did we just make a lower low? Oh boy, it looks like we have. That's a little bit depressing. Looks like we have. So we want to, yeah, we definitely want to try to bounce here against Bitcoin, I guess. Yeah. Can it happen? I mean, that monthly, it's probably went away. Oh no, we still got the green dot there, 26 days. So yeah. But what's up, guys? We've got a lot of people in the show. What's up, Victor? What's up, King Trader? International Consult, I appreciate you, James. And let's see, institutions are buying and retailers are selling. Big G, I haven't looked at that, but probably. I mean, there's a lot of fundamentals are good, but then again, I mean, that doesn't always mean you're going to come up. But, you know, I do think that we're getting towards these bottoms in alts. And I do think that things could start to do well. ETH went down. Now we're getting a jump. So you're seeing some volatility. People are buying it up right now. So maybe most of this pain could be done, you know, or we, you know, like as I've talked about, that 2800 mark on Ethereum, that could be big. What's up, Johnny M? So yeah, did not go over Bitcoin. Not really. It's still a weekend. I mean, your 2-day is a little bit bearish, especially if you confirm that red dot right there. 3-day, your money flow is okay, which makes me think it could be kind of a facade, this bearishness, and that we may just bounce and, you know, continue up to hopefully 120 by end of March. Mid-March is what I've been eyeing, what I've been looking at. So about, you know, a month to 6 weeks there. That's my main kind of guess, my main kind of prediction there. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. You know, 5-day, your money flow is still okay. So these bearish things aren't that bad. But then when you look at the 3-week, you're like, oh, shoot. 14 days to confirm, you know, that doesn't worry me until we get very close to confirming. Same thing with that monthly. That is a little bit, I mean, for the people saying it's all done, you know, I mean, maybe you're right. Who the hell knows? You know, that's your argument that the 4-year cycle is just done. The main thing, I guess, that would tell you, the other thing, if you just look at diminished returns here, this cycle gave you about a 2,000%. This cycle gave you about 100,000%, I think. Or no, yeah, it was 1/5 of, yeah, about 1/5 of that. In this cycle, if it's 1/5 of 2,000, where does that leave you? 500. So that's your case that we've topped out. I think we can go farther, but who knows? Yeah, I think we can go farther, but who knows? We'll see what happens. So, you know, I think as long as you hold that 73, generally you should be all right. And I think it would be just so depressing if ETH can't do a little bit better than coming up to 4,000. You know, it would be really depressing if we can't get any higher than that. So, you know, I'm still optimistic. And really, I mean, if you really look at the grand scheme of things, this little drop down that we're seeing today isn't that much. All coins got hit. They got hit big time. I mean, ApeCoin, oh boy, yeah, freaking 75. It backed up to 78. So hopefully it's, you know, hopefully we're nearing that bottom. You know, just get a liquidation wick down, then continue. Bitcoin dominance looks good all of a sudden. We'll see if that confirms. It's still the weekend, so we'll see what happens here. Maybe we're looking at a double top. Maybe we come up to 62%. We'll have to see. I think a lot of people, you know, I think if we do make a higher high in Bitcoin dominance, everybody, including myself, will probably be saying that we got to wait till QT ends. When will QT end? Hopefully by summer. I know we've been saying that a while. We thought it would end by now. Not quite. So, yeah. But, yeah. I agree with you, B. Baker. Yeah. Institutions are always buying, it seems like. I mean, they're more of a longer term situation, but yeah. Bond market or yields, I think that generally will head down regardless of what the hell the market does. I think these generally, we're due for these to come down. And then others trying to bounce right now. So I think if this can bounce, then you got some hope, that double bottom, higher low. ETH is what's frickin' depressing, but I know CVO's chart, shout out to CVO, I gotta have him on pretty soon. His chart, he drew it coming down a little bit farther, which is kind of exactly what's happened so far, and then a big bounce. And I think the monthly would strengthen that bounce. I think the 2-week, if you could frickin' get just that bull day with a little bit of money flow coming up. That could be better for us here. So yeah. And I mean, I just want to see here, like if you converted over here, you know, December, like kind of I did some Bitcoin and ETH, you're down about 12% on it. Not that bad yet. And you could be staking, earning interest on it. So we'll see. You also have staking ETFs potentially coming soon. I think the Lion kind of helps out with that. Did the Lion fire Gary Gensler yet or whatever? Was he able to? That's a good question. Surprised nobody's mentioned that. How strong is Canada's to the dollar? I haven't been following that. They stopped quantitative tightening, which means America probably will do it relatively soon. It could be March or the next meeting. So yeah. Okay, so that's others, and then you can do total 3 minus Tether, another altcoin situation to look at versus Bitcoin here. What do I think of degen? I think it's a degenerate coin to buy. No. We'll look at that in a second. Sure, whatever. Trigger wave right there. Kind of forming. I would follow the money here and think that you should be headed upward, but that trigger wave could bring you down farther. I mean, maybe some of these lows we could be looking at. This has been so sideways. It's either going to break up or break down. I would think upward in the 4-year cycle, but maybe it's different this time. So yeah, Solana going back down a little bit. Gensler resigned. Okay, I didn't even see that yet. Oh, and now I remember that. That's old news now. I mean, did they put somebody new in yet, or this looks? I don't know if I would mess with meme coins at the moment right now. Curious about Trump. I think this could be the big place on this, but we'll see what happens with this. $20. I mean, big area. We'll see what happens. They normally do once, you know, they normally have, even if it does end up going to zero, they normally do have a resurgence at some point, you know what I mean? Like what we saw with Pepe. Big G, yeah. For ETH, yeah. Chainlink is a good one to look at right now. The good thing about this drop down though, guys, look. That's a reverse head and shoulders if I've ever seen one. That's a reverse head and shoulders. So my guess is that you could probably jump up from there. Where's kind of your next technical target? Really $40. So a couple months, mid-March, $40 maybe. Maybe a double into there. A lot of things could happen here. ETH, I think we want to wait and see what happens in the month of February. I think it could gradually go up in the month of February and then do really well in March. So yeah. Well, that's a bummer and a half. Melania coin, 96% down. XRP has always been like the most boring thing to ever do TA on. I don't know why, but yeah, right there. Bear div on your weekly. That would kind of strengthen the argument to come down to $2. We shall see. We shall see. I think it'll eventually get up to like $5 or $6, but we'll see what happens. Before then. I mean, yeah, that would be the most bearish case. I mean, you retested your all-time high. I mean, look at what happened to Litecoin last, you know, retested all-time high and then nothing. I mean, maybe now it'll come up and do the same exact thing. Who the hell knows? You know? Or maybe follow the slight path, you know, just diminished returns, you know, three or lower highs, 330 maybe. It's still 3x, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, right now, I mean, you'd be surprised. We could have a nice recovery in Monday, maybe. I mean, a lot of this is because of the damn tariffs. We know what this is. And I mean, I guess if you want yields to go down, this would probably help. But I don't know what Johnny M probably knows when the yield market or when this is gonna when this is open. When was this last? Okay, Friday. Okay, yeah. So tomorrow probably or late tonight or whatever. We'll see what these end up doing. But this needs to go down. This definitely needs to go down here. Curious about TLT. High, lower high, yeah. That should come up relatively soon. Yeah. I forget what radium even is. Right there. Just thinking here. Matic right there. That's been depressing. Hopefully a higher low we're looking at. But yeah, that was a, yeah. All the meme coins got destroyed. I mean, Daddy, Tate. Not 2.0 there. All the memes. I mean, really everything. It can't. Ben is still on Mexi. Completely, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Fear and Greed. I don't know if that's moving right now. 47, so it's back down yet. Yeah, I mean, I think it will move down a little bit more. I think you need Bitcoin to really move down, like to, 80, below 90 to get that number a lot lower, but yeah. Double top on the weekly, not concerning. In a post-halving year, not that much, man. Not that much. But yeah, maybe I'm being too optimistic. I mean, this 3-week looks atrocious, but the thing is, the direction of money flow, you would hope this would come back into the green and go upward. 14 days, a lot could happen in that amount of time. If we recover in that 14 days, this is null. So yeah, same thing with that monthly, but maybe I'm being too optimistic. Maybe it's all, I mean, you could, and I mean, the funny thing is, just if we do come down and really like wreck everybody, come down to like, let's say 1700 or something really bad here. And that's what Cowan has talked about with logarithmic regression or whatever, Ben Cowan. If we do, I think part of that's damn because of all these freaking meme coins and the Trump shit, you know what I mean? Hate to say it, but that's kind of what it is. I mean, if you argue about last cycle, there's a good argument to make that if not so much money went into Dogecoin and other meme coins and Elon wasn't so involved in the nonsense, then Bitcoin probably would have hit 100K last cycle. So maybe I'm just blaming it on other things if I end up being wrong and we really do come down, but I think there's a big influence because when people see the Trump stuff, it just gets too publicized and too big, you know what I mean? But I do agree, could 2 weeks ahead is going to be big. The next 2 weeks are going to be big. By the way, guys, if you want to trade, check out BloFin, check out BitFi. We're doing a really good deposit bonus with BitFi going on right now. With BloFin, it's a trading bonus for a certain amount of trading volume. And then if you have a smaller amount that you want to maybe learn to trade with or practice, Breakout is really good for prop trading. Essentially, if you sign up and you can get a 10% return before you lose 5%. They give you a 100. You could get up to a 100K account to trade with. You keep 90% of the profits. I think it's a really good deal. Check that out down below. It's the third link down below as well. So a lot of really good stuff I worked on getting you guys if you guys are interested. Uniswap, yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, things do not look that great at the moment, but it still goes to weekend. We definitely can, definitely can turn around. I mean, I guess the tariffs too, there's some fear about that. So, I mean, yeah. We'll see what happens with these tariffs. I mean, I wonder if the tariffs would be, what do you guys think? Would the tariffs bring down inflation? Like, would they bring down? I wonder. Well, if things are getting more expensive, then you'd argue it would bring them up, but it's not really. It depends on how you. Grocery prices up 30% over the last 5 years, so something that would have cost $100, $130. Yeah. Prop firm Breakout. Breakout's the best one for trading cryptos. Tariffs are bad for inflation. Okay, Johnny M. Damn it. This is not coming down then. No, we already saw what happened with tariffs last time. It didn't really do anything that bad. I think we'll be okay. I think it's kind of already getting factored in, right now. This is where we should get close to jumping for ETH versus Bitcoin. I mean, right on these low points. I wouldn't go long at the moment, but maybe come tomorrow. We shall see. I mean, here's obviously the major freaking point. 2,800. So yeah, that 2-day though, with this coiling up into the. I mean, you would argue that we're kind of like how we were right here. So it wouldn't be, you would argue it wouldn't be like that generally. And that would be more of a, more of a situation like this into hopefully earlier than April even. But yeah, you'd hopefully be a big jump up here. If they eliminate or cut the income tax to nothing, the bottom in the economy would be so. The boom of the economy. Yeah, that's not going to happen overnight, B. Baker. It's going to take a while for Congress to even do anything with that, I think. But we'll see. There's only so much. I think the general income taxes are going to stay the same over the next 4 years. I don't think they're going to do too much with it. Maybe they'll incorporate a little bit. So, yeah. Tariffs worked very well for a long time. They definitely could. I don't know much about President McKinley, but I think they kind of did work a little bit in Trump's first term. I mean, you don't want to be too excessive with them. There's, it's like everything else. Too much can be bad, but I think we'll be okay. So, yeah. For Polygon, it's at 34 cents. Hopefully we can get back up to 50 cents within a month or two. Maybe that's asking a lot though, but we'll see. 30 minutes, not too bad. I mean, this has been this has really gotten destroyed here. Yeah, let's trust the line. I did XRP, kind of boring. XRP is always boring, but yeah. I wanted to look at, what was it? Maybe, I'm just curious of some of the Bitcoin pairs right now, Cardano versus Bitcoin. So still significantly above that low, and that 4-day looks decent, not too bad. How about Matic Bitcoin at the moment? That's probably bad. Yeah, lower low, not too good there. How But AVAX Bitcoin. Lower low, so yeah. Geez, Bitcoin maxis have had it. They've had their field day, I'll give you that much, but it may be soon to change. This is still absolutely in reverse head and shoulders formation. So I think that, I definitely think that you got a good shot of trying to jump up from here or something. I don't know if I sounded too confident in that, but yeah, we shall see. Arrow. That's a reverse head and shoulders big area. Could be a good bid dip buying place if we hold this, absolutely. Something's going on, yeah. I feel like something could be brewing there, especially in some of these new ones. Well, I mean, Injective's an old one nowadays, but it was a new one back here. Yeah. Let's see about what happens here. What's that? What other Caspa? Talking about like other generally other new ones there. Higher lows here. Hopefully you would hold that and break upward, I would hope, and eventually get up to 27 cents or 37, so yeah. $4K ETH by March. Hope so. Anything could happen. It's going to be easier to like maybe do some more TA intel. I mean, as long as we hold 28, I'm not too negative on this market. You know, I think kind of as we come here, and when she does pump, she may pump pretty well as long as, I think once the tariff stuff gets a little less fiery and we kind of see what's done happening. So yeah. Top under the radar destination. It's probably like the most expensive place in the entire world. Albania. I've heard Hamburg. Actually, these aren't too bad, actually. Philippines. Okay, I agree with that. Yeah. This is just mentioning everywhere. But anyway, I'm curious about NFTs have probably gotten absolutely destroyed right now. Oh, let's look at Ordi first, actually. ApeCoin got wrecked. Ooh, yeah, that's not a good sight to see right there. It looks like a meme coin and a half. Ooh, how do I even approach this? I mean, it's just no man's land. Damn. Just depressing here. Maybe that point, I don't know. How much is this down? 85, yeah. Not too good. Not too good. 2 ETH for Mutant Apes. Do basic TA on that. That's the one I've looked at a lot. Yeah. Well, I guess 2 ETH point maybe. They got like a 75% correction in US dollars up to 15K. What's up, Anna? Appreciate you. Shout out to Anna from Argentina. Undo near. Undo fine, yeah. I mean, it does look a little scary there. I mean, I don't think we're going to crash that much more. Maybe wait to see what the hell happens with this blood diamond on the 2-day. I think we want to wait to see what happens soon for some of these. Near protocol I've liked. I have some near. Making higher lows. Decent. I mean, that's what we're kind of hoping for, holding this area, and that's kind of a reverse head and shoulder situation or something. Appreciate you, Onyx. Appreciate you. Yeah, let's look at Tesla. Sure, why not? Man, I've done a lot of TI on this in the past, fellas. SR points. Tesla, I think you're generally, I mean, you may drop back to 350. I think you generally should be an upward trajectory here. I think it'll generally do well. This is generally heading down here, Jasmine. That does look a little scary. I hope you would hold something here, though. I really do. Shin Onyx. Shin Onyx. Charts do look in bad shape. It's still the weekend, though. I don't know if this week's going to be too bad. I don't know. When do we see? What time do we? I always forget what time we start to see futures for the stock market here. Probably in a few hours, I would guess. My guess is they'd be down, then they'd probably recover into early tomorrow or something. So yeah. So yeah. Eliminating income tax levy benefit the extremely rich. Benefit the extremely rich or the people who become extremely rich. I mean, that's not, because if first of all, the first question I would ask is like, what do you guys think the odds are that America's ever going to completely eliminate income tax? I would say less than 1%. That's not really possible or feasible. Congress wouldn't do that. I mean, it's not. You would never get enough money through tariffs. That's not going to happen. Not in a country like America. Like Dubai could do it, and they don't even do it anymore. Technically, they have a 10% or 9% corporate tax now. So nobody really does that. It's very rare. The stars would have to align. It's not going to happen. If you did do that, I mean, it would, people with businesses, it would. I mean, it does trickle down to a certain extent. I mean, capitalism does, you could argue capitalism is the worst form of government that's, aside from everything else that's ever been tried before it. Same thing could be said with democracy. I think that, I mean, obviously the way our society is, you'd want some things like, firefighters, police, some things pay, even public schools to a certain extent, although nowadays public schools just seems like it's all indoctrination. And then there's studies that show children have no education at all for 18 years, only 1 year behind anybody else. So they could just get a GED in a year, study, get the same goddamn score on the SAT, which is really just a damn IQ test, and then still have the same potential to go to a college or whatever. Maybe it's harder to get into Yale or something, but I mean, it's really the same potential there. So it's kind of, it depends. Let's see. Lower middle class and middle class people pay for taxes too. Yeah, I mean, the thing with taxes too is like, the question I would ask is like, if you eliminate income taxes and you're saying it only benefits the very rich, my question to you is like, do the very rich pay taxes to begin with? Not really. They don't really have an income. They pay taxes when they want to, like Elon Musk selling Tesla because he kind of wanted to pay taxes, but he really shouldn't have damn sold Tesla. It was a stupid idea, and he kind of paid, I think he was in California too. He paid a ton of money in taxes, and he sold it. When did he sell it? Back in 22? I mean, it's up. Terrible idea. He should have just it's up 100% essentially. Should have just borrowed against his thing. So I mean, the ultra rich really, they pay taxes when they want to begin with. Now, what Kamala Harris and what people have proposed is, you tax on unrealized capital gains. How the hell do you do that? It's not really, they don't really have a plan for that. But that's really the only thing you would be able to do. tax on realized capital gains. That's the only way to really, that I see, you would really be able to go after that. It's not really feasible. How the hell would you do that? Would you force people to sell some of their shares? Like, I don't know how you would do that. I mean, has ever been done before? I mean, I'm open to suggestions, but even if you did do that, can't the rich just move their shit over to another country? I mean, there's so many loopholes. But the thing I would argue is that, if you're saying something's going to benefit the ultra rich, in terms of a tax cut, they don't pay any taxes to begin with, bro. I hate to tell you that, but like 99% of them don't really pay any taxes to begin with. They have no income. Nobody in real estate really pays taxes. It's all write-offs. Nobody who started a big company like Amazon or Tesla pays any taxes unless they sell their shares. Generally, it's not a good idea to sell your freaking shares. Elon Musk sold his shares for like half of what they were worth now, paid 50% taxes on that, kind of just because he wanted to. He didn't really have to, and it would have been better not to. So yeah. I don't know. I think it depends I don't know if tariffs would be inflationary or not. I think it depends. I mean, if they raise unemployment, which some people think, and I'm not an expert on this, I really don't know, but if they raise unemployment, that's definitely not inflationary. So yeah. Money benefit. Eliminating income tax. I'm not really understanding this Big E egg word. Could you explain that original comment a little bit better? So yeah. The thing too is if you're thinking even once you implement these things, they take a while to be implemented. A lot of, it's going to be years before stuff is seen. And then with AI and stuff, it's, there's probably going to be universal basic income once all these Uber drivers and gig economy people have nothing to do. I mean, it's even higher up stuff. I mean, it's going to be a very different world. Maybe it'll be better in some ways, though. We'll see what happens with the tariffs. I don't know. I'm not an expert on tariffs. The Colombian thing was interesting. Did he cave? Some people said that President caved, some said he didn't. Kind of probably a matter of opinion. Ultra wealthy leave the country. Yeah, I mean, you technically do have to give up your U.S. passport, but really the ultra wealthy, it wouldn't really. The thing is, a lot of the ultra wealthy live in even freaking California. You know what I mean? And they don't have any income. They just own their, that's the thing too. It's a gold mine for all those ones that own a lot of real estate in California because your property taxes are low there. That's the only tax that's pretty low in California. And then you pay no taxes because you just write off everything. And then you borrow against your assets, which is your real estate. Maybe real estate will crash. As some people have talked about, like that tech lead guy, he was posting some interesting stuff. I definitely don't agree with all the things he says. Some of the stuff he says, I've heard that guy say, is kind of ridiculous. It depends. Nobody's God. Nobody knows everything. I agree with this to a certain extent because all the old houses will go down. These are old houses and stuff. He's talking about baby boomers baby boomers don't really live in, only really ultra rich ones are living in Manhattan in high rises. They're living in old houses that they've been in for a long time. Where, in what reality do old houses that people have lived in for a long time gone up a lot in value compared to places in big cities? Generally the desirable places, like big cities, high rises, big cities, things like that. Stuff that the cool kids want generally goes up in value. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm kind of thinking here. Again, if you're planning on staying in a place for a long time, it's generally a better thing to buy. Generally a better thing to buy. But I think overall, yeah, Bitcoin's probably going to continue to outperform the housing market, just like the S&P 500 generally always does over longer periods of time. So yeah. What's up, M-Ice? Um, there are a ton of ways around taxes too. There's a lot of things you can write off, a lot of stuff. Even for like, once you become an entrepreneur, there's a lot more incentives to save on taxes. The thing about there's negatives to being an entrepreneur. I mean, health insurance, especially if you're in America, all that, is more expensive. There's self-employment taxes and stuff like that. But generally, there's more shit you can legally, completely ethically, well, like completely legally, I should say, write off. And I mean, yeah. But I think that crypto is going to collapse. Well, I'd like to hear some of your predictions for Bitcoin, guys. I mean, 70K, what are you guys thinking? I mean, that'd be a nice market reset. We'll see what happens here. Definitely have to see. I would bet on the reverse head and shoulders. I'd bet on the reverse head and shoulders on ETH. That's what I would. Thing two is unemployment starting. Powell cares about the damn unemployment rate. That's when he's going to get like less hawkish. Let's see. Unemployment, and this has looked bullish. Yeah, 4 point. Yeah, it's only on the monthly, but that's looked bullish. If it comes up a little bit more, you want more of a pivot. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. So yeah. What else has he been saying? I mean, he's obviously a big Bitcoin bull. Been bearish on ETH. Maybe they're right. I mean, there's a lot of, who knows. But I think it would be foolish to completely count out ETH. I think it would be foolish to completely count out ETH. I've seen Vitalik sing in person, dude. Probably a bearish sign, but we'll see. This is Market Cipher, guys. If you want to get Market Cipher, there is a link down below. And by the way, guys, I got a really good, some really good promos for you guys down below and the links for the exchanges. If you guys want a free month in the Aldo Empire Discord, if you sign up to BYDFI or BloFin, deposit at least $100, open a support ticket with your UID, give you 1 free month in there. Got K-Mac, Nightshade in there, myself, a lot of really good analysis in there. In addition to that, if you sign up to Breakout, you get the same promo if you sign up to any funding account or whatever. If you can get 10% return before you lose 5%, you can get up to a 100K account to trade with and you keep 90% of the profits. I think it's a really good opportunity, especially for cheap people trying to learn about it, see how good they are, all that type of good stuff. So I think that's something to really look into. I'm excited to offer that to you guys, so check it out if you're interested. So yeah. Just trying to think here. $100 mil liquidated. So once you get those big liquidation numbers, that's usually when things start to turn around. Let's look at crypto funding rate. Let's look at like the. I'm not the biggest fan of liquidation charts. Sometimes they could be useful. Depends on how you use them, but. Now it's getting a little bit better for people potentially trying to long, I would argue. Let's look at the liquidation heat. Yeah, there's a lot of these. Don't know which one would be the best one to look at, but yeah. Liquidations at 106. Maybe we come back up. Maybe we, yeah. 102, yeah. I feel like those charts, the more you could just get into analysis paralysis so easily. There's liquidations everywhere, and they change constantly. But yeah. Oh, what's up, Flop and Grope? We got everybody in the chat. I'm like the only buddy live right now. Bulls a shot. Weekly VWAP. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't get too like pessimistic just yet because it's still the weekend. Sometimes what you see in the weekends kind of messes with your mind too. It's generally not as bad, but yeah. S&P puts. I don't really understand Rebecca Dunn. S&P puts. The puts, I don't really look at the options there. But yeah, we'll see what happens. How long have I been alive now? About 46 minutes. I don't have that much. I don't have a real ton of time today. I'm probably going to get off in a minute. I mean, there's not that much else to really talk about, guys. look, I mean, you're either got 4x's, either going to bounce here on Bitcoin 96, or we're going to, you know, continue down to 92 next. So we'll see what happens. I'm not going to make any, you know, crazy predictions. New week VWAP support. When does the new weekly? I should know this. 3 hours, yeah. So that could change and move around with that VWAP, absolutely on Ethereum and absolutely on the weekly there. So that's going to be a big thing. Maybe a green dot could come up and then bring us up to 120. Hopefully by mid to late March is what I'm looking at. So yeah. When do I think the rotation of capital from treasury bonds to risky assets will happen? Hopefully within a few months, guys. Hopefully within a few months, I would say, Kira. Hopefully within a few months. Anyway, guys, I'm probably I got to get going. So really appreciate you guys turning on for 45 minutes. I think I may do in a little bit. Yeah, actually, I'm going to do a live chat in about, let's do it at 4 p.m. Let's do it at 4 p.m. today, about 9 minutes. We'll do I'll be in the Discord, in the premium Discord. You guys can ask me any question. We have a lot of great discussions in there. Check that out. And like I said, if you guys sign up to Breakout, BloFin, or BYDFI, deposit at least $100 on the support ticket in the Discord with your UID. We'll give you one free month in there. And yeah, check it out, guys. Monday opening, I don't know. I would guess we'd jump up a little bit. I don't